that he's had to spend on this. And honestly, that's really all he can do at this point. He is doing a good job getting a couple of overlords with his Corsairs out. And what is this? It looks like a 4th mining expansion is going to go up for Great. Great is going to, this is what Zerg does. This is what Zerg does. When you get the 5-hatch build, you get that many units, you get that much control, you have complete liberty to just expand around the map as much as you want. And that is what Great is going to do here. It looks like he is going to get a 4th mining base. And that's what a good Zerg player does. You don't stop at 5 hatches. If you have the money and the economy, then you just keep going. Best needs to get an expansion soon here, or he is just going to fall too far behind on this. I mean, the game's not over at all for Best. He is very well fortified. He has turtled up successfully, and Best is a good player. We didn't really go over the percentages extensively before. Now, Best he hasn't won any titles. He did win 2nd place in the Ever OSL, and he lost. You know what? I can't remember which one he lost to there immediately. Now I don't see it. All right, so we do see a possible Reavers coming out, which of course Best needs very late though. All of this has been delayed because of all of the cannons being built. Best lost to July, so he lost to a Zerg in the OSL. A huge amount of Scourge going out, and this really is and a ton of Hydralisks. I don't know if this game is going to last a whole lot longer because there's just so many forces out so far for Great, and an Overlord going in. I don't know if that was scouting. Notice how Great does have Overlord speed out. Just, oh man, just a beautiful force of Scourge to try to deal with any of the Corsairs that come along. And let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bases so far. Possibly a 5th mining base. I don't know what is at the bottom right there, if that's just an Overlord or not. All right, we're going to see a push moving out here from Great. He is going to try to break the front door. Now, once again, Best has turtled up very well. Wow, and there is a... God, that is a 5th mining base, I believe. Maybe that's just the 4th that's just now going up. I'm not sure. Huge amount of Scourge coming in. It's going to try to draw the Corsairs in. No, the Corsairs are not going to come out. And that's the idea. Obviously, when you have a player that's turtled up this much, you want to try to get them out of their base, to try to get them out in the open. So Great, not dumb. He's not going to just rush into all those, to the cannons and try to get it. All right, we have a shuttle drop going in. Some Scourge missing, just barely. Multiple Scourge coming in. The Corsairs are going to be able to defend that, though. And I don't know what's in the shuttle. Oh, perfect. Hydroplasic. So many Scourge. Oh, my God. So many Scourge coming in, and at the same time counterattacking the main. Best is completely out of position here. All the Scourge going in to try to snipe off the Corsairs. 1 down, 2 down, 3 Corsairs down. Great is just looking great here, and of course he is going to have to retreat, but right now Best is still, he can't do anything. He has a big army, and he could move out. Best going for the 2nd expansion. It's coming up very late because he's had to focus on units. A lot of lurkers going up. Great just has such an awesome economy at this point. He is able to pump out units. I'm assuming that's going to be a 5th base at the bottom right for Great if it isn't already up and running. Lurker's about to pop, and Best just doesn't have anything at this moment to be able to push out. He's trying to, but there's just not enough units. The Corsairs have not done enough damage with the Overlords. And 2nd expansion there, he does need to defend this. I don't know if Great knows about this. Great does know about this expansion. He is going to move in here with lurkers. Only 1 cannon popping up, but he has Hydras, and they are going to be able to tear through that cannon, no problem. Just a great attack on the expansion. If Great can keep this down, then Best is pretty much done with only 2 expansions. Reaver coming out, but it's slow. There's no shuttle because the shuttle got taken out by the Scourge earlier. Cannons going down. This expansion is not going to go up unless that Reaver can do a ton of damage, but there's no shuttle to save it from anything. Best just falling behind in this game so far. There's a picture of the coaches there looking on. And I don't know. I mean, Great has just really used the 5-hatch build to its fullest. And this is what happens when you have an unharassed Zerg. Now, we, of course, I forgot to mention before, we did see the Templar archives go up. We are going to see some Light Templar and some Storms. And Best does a pretty good job with Storms. Wow, going after the Forge. Just not stopping on harassing here. Great just is keeping the pressure on. Still has the Hydras in position, as you can see by the observers. So no sort of drop can be done. And the Reaver is up. I don't know if Great is going to go for a snipe or not here. When my brother and I were casting this, he had drawn a analogy between, or a comparison between Best and Stork, and that Best and Stork are both very good players, very good Protoss players, but Best, or Stork, of course, only recently winning a title. Best never won a title, and they are the kind of players that lose somehow. That's what I say. Oh, pretty good Storm there, catching a couple. Another good Storm. Going to catch that Lurker as well. So Best trying to defend himself as best he can. He does now have a speed shuttle with the Reaver, so that is going to help. But look at this setup. Just a complete contain here. This almost looks like one of those Lurker defense games you would play and use map settings on like Battle.net. Just spreading things out very well, so that way when Best does try to storm, he'll only get one Lurker at a time. Best does have the observers out, of course, so that's good for him. And a couple good Scarabs, getting a couple snipes on these Hydralisks. The problem is Great is just able to keep producing. Now, Best does have a very large army. I have a feeling he's going to try to push out here any moment. And he is going to try to push out. No, not quite yet. Yes. Okay. He has 2 Reavers. I don't know. I mean, there are so many Lurkers, so many more units coming up here. And look at all those Lurkers. Almost has the Forge down, which means Best won't be able to make any more cannons, but I don't think Best has to worry about making cannons at this point. And here we go. Possibly going to try to snipe this shuttle. Going in to snipe the shuttle, and no! Oh, barely missing it. Overlord going in for a suicide scout there to see what's going on. Look at all these units. Great, just doing what you're supposed to do with Zerg. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen any cracklings yet, at least to try to maybe break the front, but he's doing just fine with the Lurker Hydra army. Great composition, especially with the Scourge to try to take out... here we go! Gonna snipe in! Oh! Gets one Scourge off. That's all you need. That shuttle is gonna go down very quickly. It looks like Best is gonna... Oh, great storm by Best. He is going to try to move out here. This is his time to move out. So many Lurkers, more Lurkers being produced. You can tell that Great's economy is just pumping right now. He is doing perfectly fine. There are no issues with needing to wait for gas. I mean, he has the gas to make all those Lurkers. And honestly, it's just a matter of waiting for Best to move out. And when Best does move out, sending out a scouting... Wow, one of the Reavers goes down. He was sending out a scouting zealot to see how many Lurkers are. I see there's a ton of Lurkers. That shuttle's almost going to go down. He has one Wraith, getting an Archon going right now. Oh my gosh. This is an exciting game, but I think it's still pretty one-sided at this point. Okay, here's the move out, and those Zealots just getting completely melted. I am assuming we are going to see GG here. Wow, some great storms, though. Wow, no, there's just so many Lurkers. Best is going to move out. Here we go. He's clumped. Notice the choke point, though, that was working so well in Best being able to keep from being overrun, but now it is working to his disadvantage because, oh, look at this sweat. The sweat on Best's face. Now Great is just using the choke point to his advantage and able to just... He's siphoning these Dragoons through, and Dragoons are getting popped. Boy, it looks like Best able to kind of move out, and he is getting out there. He's using his observer, and he has taken quite a bit of the... look at that close-up. Wow, this is going to be a pretty big upset if Best does lose this. Here come the cracklings coming in to try to clean things off. Once you see the cracklings in there, there's GG. Wow. Exciting game. Best getting knocked out by Great, by Hades. The much far lesser player, but Hades doing a great job. Great doing a great job with the 5-hatch build, and that's an upset. So Great is going to move on, and the next game, let me just tell you what it is now. Great is going to be facing Bisu. Bisu, obviously a higher caliber player than Best. We will see what happens in this next game here. We had some great end of the game post-game reporting, but because we lost everything, I hope you don't mind me just skipping to the next game. I know this probably hasn't been the best cast, and I do apologize. I'm pretty thrown off by having to redo all this stuff, but we'll go ahead and go on to the next game, and Bisu versus Great. We'll see if you can pull off 2 upsets. Thanks for listening.